It happened when no one was watching, under the quiet of midnight, where words were whispered that could never be taken back. Oat and Boat, once bound by friendship and fame, shared a secret so deep it would leave fans questioning everything they thought they knew about them. Stay until the end, because what Boat said in that final moment changed Oat forever. The night air was still, heavy with silence, as the clock struck midnight. The city lights reflected softly off the glass windows of the rooftop where Oat stood alone, his phone still in his hand, waiting for a call that never came. The streets below were quiet, but his thoughts weren't. They raced endlessly, circling the same name over and over again, Boat. It had been weeks since they last spoke. Not since that one night when everything went wrong, when one secret destroyed the trust they had built for years. Oat kept telling himself he had moved on, that fame and work had filled the emptiness. But every night, his mind drifted back to that message Boat had sent, just 5 words that refused to fade. "We need to talk tonight." And now, here he was, waiting. The door creaked open. Oat turned sharply, his eyes widening when Boat stepped onto the rooftop. Dressed in a black jacket, his expression unreadable, Boat walked slowly toward him. The tension in the air was thick enough to silence the world. "You came," Oat said quietly. "I had to," Boat replied. "You deserve the truth." Oat looked away, his jaw tightening. "Truth," he repeated softly, almost bitterly. "After all this time." Boat took a deep breath, looking out over the city. "You think I wanted it this way?" he said. "You think I didn't try to protect you?" "Protect me from what?" Oat asked, his voice shaking slightly. "From you?" Boat turned then, eyes shining under the dim rooftop light. "From the truth," he said. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. The sound of the wind brushed through their silence, carrying memories of laughter, shared dreams, and the quiet understanding that had once made them inseparable. But now, there was distance, the kind built from regret and silence. "Oat," Boat continued, "that night at the studio, I didn't mean to hide it from you. I thought if I stayed quiet, it would keep you safe." "Safe from what?" Oat asked again, stepping closer. "You think lying keeps people safe?" Boat's eyes filled with conflict. "You don't understand. They were watching us. They wanted me to end everything, the project, the friendship, even us." Oat blinked, confused. "Who?" Boat hesitated, his voice lowering. "People who didn't want us to be close. People who saw what we had as something dangerous." Oat's heart sank. "And you listened to them?" "I thought I was doing the right thing," Boat said quietly. "I thought letting you go would make it easier. But it only made it worse." The rooftop lights flickered slightly, and the silence returned, thicker than before. Oat looked down at his phone again, the old message still open, the one he'd never deleted. "You should have told me," he said, his voice trembling. "You should have trusted me." Boat took one step closer, stopping just inches away. "I did trust you," he said softly. "But I was scared of losing you forever." Oat lifted his eyes then, and for the first time, they both looked at each other, no masks, no fame, no walls. Just 2 souls tangled between what they had been and what they had become. "Then why call me here now?" Oat asked. Boat exhaled, his voice barely a whisper. "Because I can't carry this alone anymore." And then he said it, the secret that had haunted him since that night. The truth that explained everything, every silence, every missed message, every broken promise. When Oat heard it, he froze. His eyes widened, then slowly filled with emotion that words couldn't describe. The city faded around them, the lights, the noise, everything disappeared except that one confession. "I never stopped caring," Boat said. "Not once." Oat turned away, his hands trembling. He didn't speak. He didn't move. He just let the tears fall silently, the weight of every unspoken word pressing on his chest. Boat stepped forward, gently placing a hand on his shoulder, but Oat didn't turn around. For the first time in a long time, they stood together in silence, the kind that says more than words ever could. Minutes passed. The sky began to lighten with the first hint of dawn. Boat looked at Oat one last time. "Whatever happens next," he whispered, "you'll always know the truth now." Then he walked away, leaving Oat alone on the rooftop, his heart heavy but somehow lighter than before. He finally looked at the sky and whispered, "You never really left." The video of their midnight meeting spread like wildfire online. Fans were divided, some called it closure, others believed it was just the beginning of something deeper. Hashtags trended across every platform, and every viewer had one question. What really happened that night between Oat and Boat? The sky was lightening with the first faint hues of dawn, but Oat didn't move. He was frozen, replaying Boat's words over and over. "I never stopped caring. Not once." The confession felt like it had broken something inside him, yet it also set something free. His chest felt tight, his thoughts chaotic, but underneath it all, a spark of something familiar, hope, maybe, or fear, or both, began to stir. Boat had gone, but the rooftop seemed smaller now, the silence heavier. Oat's hands were shaking as he reached for his phone, his thumb hovering over the message app. He wanted to reply, to tell Boat what he felt, but the words wouldn't come. Every possible response felt inadequate. Then, a new message arrived. It was from Boat. Just 2 words, "Are you okay?" Oat stared at it, torn. His heart ached, but he finally typed something back, "I don't know." Minutes passed without a reply. He leaned against the railing, looking down at the streets below, watching the city wake up. People would never understand the weight of this secret, the years of silent tension that had led to this midnight moment. It was more than just friendship, more than fame, more than anything the public could see. It was raw, it was fragile, and it was real. Boat's footsteps echoed on the rooftop stairs. Oat didn't turn. He didn't need to. He already knew. Boat was there again, quiet and hesitant. "I couldn't leave without saying one more thing," Boat said softly. "Whatever happens next. I don't want regret to be the last thing we remember." Oat's voice barely came out when he spoke. I don't know if I can trust myself with this anymore." "You don't have to figure it out now," Boat replied. "Just know I'm here. I've always been here." Oat swallowed hard, memories flooding him, every laugh, every argument, every late-night talk that had bound them together. And suddenly, he realized that he didn't want this to end. He didn't want the silence to win. "I don't want this to be the end either," Oat whispered, finally turning to face him. Their eyes met, holding years of unspoken emotion in a single glance. For a moment, the world outside disappeared. There were no cameras, no fans, no expectations. Just 2 people, standing on a rooftop, deciding if they could let go of fear and embrace what they had always denied. Boat reached out slowly, and Oat didn't pull away. Their hands met, fingers intertwining, tentative but deliberate. The gesture was small, yet it carried everything they had left unsaid. Then, Boat smiled, a faint but genuine curve of his lips. "This is the start, not the end," he said. "No more secrets, no more hiding." Oat felt a weight lift from his shoulders. He nodded, his voice firm this time. "No more hiding." They stood together as the sun rose fully, the city bathed in golden light. The midnight moment had ended, but a new day had begun, a day full of possibilities, forgiveness, and the courage to face whatever came next. And as fans watched the leaked footage later, everyone felt the electricity, the intensity, the unspoken promise between Oat and Boat. Social media erupted, theories exploded, but no post, no comment, no headline could capture the depth of what they had just experienced. In the quiet of that rooftop, away from the chaos, 2 hearts finally aligned. And for the first time in a long time, they believed in something beyond fame, beyond expectations, something real. Something lasting. The midnight secret was no longer hidden. It was their truth. This is the moment fans will never forget. Oat and Boat's secret has been revealed, but their story is far from over. What do you think will happen next? Comment below with your theories, like if you felt the intensity, and subscribe to stay tuned for the next chapter in their story. Every secret has a consequence, and the next midnight moment could change everything again.